Hi Kia listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton, welcome to the podcast. Don't forget to join me on Instagram and X at Let's Learn Sumo. Also, these podcasts are restreamed on YouTube at Let's Learn Sumo. Also, a few videos there if you want to go and check out a few of those. We are at day 3 of the January Basho in Tokyo, and it's throwing up a few upsets and making life hard for some, but demonstrating that sumo at that top level is incredibly difficult even for the best. Remember, Kodazakura and Hoshoryu, they are looking for, well, good, if not excellent results this tournament to push their claim for Yokozuna promotion. One is looking super solid. One is having a disastrous start. Kodazakura, he faced Tobizaru tonight, the Ozeki wrecker. Kodazakura at 1 win and 1 loss. He cannot afford to lose matches. He can afford a Junyusho, maybe 14-1, maybe 13-2, but in this field, I tell you what, a 13-2 would not be a sure thing for him. So Tobizaru, he waits for the Ozeki. They exchange hits. Kodazakura goes for the Nodowa while Tobizaru gets Kodazakura moving backwards. He grabbed Kodazakura's right hand while he was holding the body. Kodazakura, he got hold of Tobi's arm and tried to kotanage him, but Tobizaru, he stayed up, he recovered. He used his reach to hold Kodazakura back as Kodazakura, look, he's not really a go-forward attack sort of guy unless he needs to. He waited for Tobizaru. He picked his moment to grab and drive Tobizaru, but Tobizaru, he just couldn't get hold of him. Tobizaru kept moving his arms. Kodazakura, he couldn't get the arms in a great lockup. And as Tobizaru, he really retreated fast to the bales. He sidestepped as Kodazakura went forward. He was far too forward on his feet. Got a bit of a yank on him, and over the bales, Kodazakura went flying out into the gutter. Absolute disaster for Kodazakura's Yokozuna chances. Revenge, perhaps, for Tobizaru, given the loss early in September on that tournament. I was actually at that match. Tobizaru Gate, I think they call it. Kodazakura got a free win as he went down on his front while Tobizaru was still in the bales in that match. So this is perhaps a little bit of revenge there. This is a total disaster so far for Kodazakura. You could see it on his face, as well as a nasty fall over the edge of the dohyo, a massive dent to his chances, his confidence, and it makes the rest of this basho extremely difficult for him. He now has to rely pretty much on other results and other Ozekis and Sekiwakes and the Yokozuna to have some losses throughout the basho to have any chance, and he still needs to go the rest of this tournament without a loss to have even a snowflake's chance. Any more would be a certain death knell for his Yokozuna chances if that hasn't already evaporated. On the other side of the coin, Hoshoryu Ozeki, he faced Wakataka Kage at Komusubi. If ever there was a dominant display of power against a super strong, look, if not the second strongest in the field, to Hoshoryu Wakataka Kage, this was it. Hoshoryu, he fired out of the tachi-ai, pounded at Wakataka Kage. Waka had absolutely no defense. He was back at the bales on the Tawara in a big hurry. Hoshoryu, a couple more thrusts, and Wakataka Kage was finished off in quick time. Look, I have not seen a more focused or dominant Hoshoryu before this time. 3-0 for Hoshoryu so far. I don't want to jinx him. 1-2 for Waka in the joy position, the meat grinder that is Komusubi. Joy actually just means the upper ranks before they get to Sanyaku. Terunofuji, he faced Kirishima. Kirishima, who's down in Magashira ranks, he's had a fraught journey against the Yokozuna, with losses early last year solidifying the Yokozuna's dominance over our former Ozeki, now Magashira ranked wrestler. A Kinboshi's in the offing for Kirishima if he can get a win against the Yokozuna. Remember, that brings a pay rise and a little bit of prestige every time you win against the Yokozuna at ranks under Sanyaku. Look, it was a bit of a marathon match. Kirishima, he got straight onto the right belt on the inside as Terunofuji locked up his arm tight as a drum, as he does. Kirishima, he worked the Yokozuna, trying for a Shitatanage inside belt throw, but Terunofuji, he kept resisting. He's got very good balance. Kirishima had Terunofuji's right arm and hand under control as they locked up and they worked around the dohyo. There were multiple throw attempts by Kirishima. Terunofuji was working hard and it must have been tiring him out. Certainly not using what I would think is really good footwork, but look, it was enough to keep him upright, smaller steps. Terunofuji eventually converted to a deep outside rear belt grip with his left hand. More throw attempts by Kirishima. Kirishima, he tried another move, and Terunofuji, he took his chance with the belt for a drive attempt, got Kirishima back to the bales, and Kirishima just couldn't resist at the end. Look, it was a long match. It was probably 2 minutes or so. An excellent effort and fight by Kirishima for no result, but at least he can say he had a fair go at that. Look, some better sumo from him that I've seen in a while. But like I said, valiant effort with no reward. He could take a bit of confidence from that type of fight, that he's now fighting competitively against the top man, if not able to quite beat him. Takanosho, he's not having fun in the joy position as well. He took on Onosato. Onosato took a win against him. Big notawa from Takanosho. Got Onosato leaning back and firing forward as Takanosho let go. Onosato stayed up, went to the bales, but recovered and attacked Takanosho. They went back across the dohyo as Onosato attacked him, tried the notawa on him. Takanosho, he stepped back and out before they both went down. There was a mono-e and the Gyoji got it right. It was a step out before they actually fell down. I think even after the fell down, Takanosho had stepped out before Onosato. 2 wins for Onosato, 1 loss, and no wins for Takanosho in the joy position. Now, look, on to Wakamoto Haru versus Oho. I am not sure what Sekiwake Wakamoto Haru was trying to do, but he fired out of the tachiai, Oshizumo style. It started thrusting at a much bigger, more powerful Oho. To me, it was just an incredibly strange tactical move which lost him the match. His last 2 matches were easily Wakamoto Haru's in his usual belt fighting style, back on the bales and getting the grip and driving. So I just don't understand the reason why he changed it up. He didn't need to. He had Oho's measure. Either way, Oho fired back and thrusted Wakamoto Haru back to the bales and over. Tsukidashi win for Oho. And to me, stupid sumo by Wakamoto Haru. Daisho, he chewed up Shodai and spat him out. It was never in doubt. Daisho fired the thrust. Shodai went out. A little bit of resistance from Shodai, but in the end, Oshidashi, 3 wins for Daisho, winless for Shodai. Fairly standard Oshi win for Gonoyama against Ura. 2 wins for Gonoyama, 1 for Ura. Hirodumi, he continued his very aggressive style and body pumping. It almost got Takayasu on a couple of occasions. He got him there, but he was just a bit too overcommitted. Takayasu pulled him around and slapped him down. I would have said a Sukiyanage throw, but in the end they called it a Hataki Komi slap down. I really do like Hirodumi's motivation in this start. 1 win for Hirodumi, not getting the rewards just yet. 2 for Takayasu. I think it will come for Hirodumi given where he's at the moment. Chiyoshima, he's doing well with 3 wins so far. A win over Ichi Yamamoto tonight. Look, that's what I would call a soft hanker with an arm grab to yank Ichi Yamamoto off balance. Ichi just never recovered and he was yorakiri'd out for a frontal force out. 2 wins for Ichi so far, 3 for Chiyoshima. Takeda Fuji, he notched up a 3rd win also against Onakatsu. Big drive by Takeda Fuji, but Onakatsu, he stopped the charge and they both got onto the belt. Takeda Fuji almost got a Shitatanage underarm belt throw, but Onakatsu resisted. They end up going over the bales together. They landed at the same time. Onakatsu on the inside, Takeda Fuji just over the bales, but a mono-e was called, and in the end they couldn't pick who hit first. Toranayoshi rematch. Onakatsu, he looked very unhappy that they were going to a rematch. Anyway, off they went again to Terufuji. He went hard, tried for the Hataki Komi. It didn't quite work. Onakatsu, he tried to grab Takeru's head as well. Takerufuji has good control of the armpits, gave him a shove and a side deflection, puts Onakatsu off balance, allows Takerufuji to go for the Oshidashi, and that took the win. Takerufuji takes the envelopes. Hakuoho is still on track. He's up to 3 wins. Very physical encounter with Kuroshoho. Oshiing hard on Hakuo as they clashed heads multiple times. They exchanged thrusts as Hakuoho got some deflecting hits on Kuroshoho's arms. As Kuroshoho, he kept up the pressure. He pushed Hakuoho back to the bales, but Hakuoho is very strong. He's a nuggety little fellow. He's quite thick across and broad in the body. He created the offensive to push him back. More hits, and Hakuoho gets a really good side slap hit on Kuroshoho. He's able to pull him past and over at the bales. That got him a 3rd win. So on to day 4, Terunofuji. He faces the Ozeki Reka Tobizaru. Look, Terunofuji, he'll be super tired from the last 2 nights' fights. So Tobizaru, he has a really good chance. I think he should keep him moving fast, harry him around the ring for a win tomorrow night if he wants that. Kotazakura, he will also face a probably tired Kirishima after tonight's battle. Kotazakura will be desperate, so will be Kirishima. Hoshoryu, he faces Takanosho. If I was Takanosho, I would genuinely be scared for myself against a very motivated Hoshoryu. Abi versus Onosato. Look, dangerous. Abi will be a test for Onosato. Watch out for a Henka or a big double Nodowa from Abi. So that's it for day 3, folks. Thanks for joining me. If you want to follow the live stream tomorrow night, I will be on Sunday morning Sumo on YouTube doing some commentary. That's from 4 p.m. Japan time, 5 p.m. Australian time. Join me with Goose, where we go through a bit of sumo, and I'll do my best to get it right. Okay, thanks for everyone. Hakioi, let's learn sumo.